Let's get some questions because, I mean, the thing that's hard about a Q&A for a movie like this is you've answered all the questions. Any question you might have has been answered by this film. But the question I do have is, how did this begin? I know that 10 years ago you made the trailer for Funny or Die. When did that become a conversation of, we gotta go beyond the trailer?
Well, it was actually just an email I got out of the blue from Al in February of 2019, where he said that he'd been playing the trailer at his concerts for about a decade, and after every show, people would come up and ask him, "When can I see this movie?" As if that one was real. So then, Bohemian Rhapsody had come out, and Rocket Man was about to come out, so Al thought it was the right time. Reading the email, I feel like before I even got to the end of it, I was already responding like, yes, let's start writing this today.
And so, you mentioned those two biopics, but what was the process like in writing this movie? It's like almost a taxonomy of every music biopic ever made. Did you need to do the research? Were you already familiar with the films, Al?
I mean, we kind of watched a lot of those biopics. We made notes. We wrote down all the tropes.
Yeah. But it's everything. It's even it's Forrest Gump. It's Boogie Nights. It's not even just limited to musical biopics. We're trying to tell just the most epic biopic story of all time.
Now about casting too, because you had a cast for the trailer. How did you land Evan and Daniel? And also to Evan and Daniel, what sort of brought you to the project?
It was a very easy conversation. I initially, when these guys first approached me, I was kind of like, wait, what? And then when I read the script and I sort of saw what they were doing and going like, oh yeah, this is. As soon as you read the script, you're like, oh, there is nothing else that Al's biopic could be except this movie.
Was it too?
Oh, it was it was very early. It was embarrassingly early. I did not need, there was very little convincing that needed to happen. As soon as I spoke to these guys and I read the script and saw what they were trying to do, it was just like, yeah, you can't sign me up fast enough and I'll start trying to learn the accordion.
And Evan, was the pitch simply, do you want to play Madonna?
Yeah, I wasn't planning on doing anything for the rest of the year, and I got an email and I opened it, and the first thing it said was, "You've been offered the role of Madonna," and I just burst out laughing immediately. And then I saw it was a Weird Al biopic, and then I saw Daniel was in it, and it's what am I gonna say? No. Very easy, yes.
I mean, one of my favorite things about the film, one of my favorite scenes is that incredible backyard sequence, which is, a bit Boogie Nights, but it's also like every celeb cameo, but also every underground comic, alternative comic cameo in that sequence. How was that writing process? And did you, I'm just imagining you were just writing a list of everyone you could try and get.
Yeah, I feel like there were 34 names in that scene first too. It was like every weirdo celebrity from the late 70s, early 80s.
We went through our address books and just you, come on down. And thankfully, Rocco was nice enough to let us shoot it in Los Angeles, because originally it was going to be Atlanta.
Yeah.
And it would have been harder to get all those people, come on a plane for,
It would have been a
5 minutes
flight.
cameo.
Just packing a plane full of friends.
Right. Let's give a big round of applause for the Roku channel for making Daniel, you seem to be an incredibly proficient accordion player in this movie. Is this movie magic?
I am not. I got very, very lucky to have a friend called Pete Starziti, who is a self-taught accordion player who had a lot of time on his hands at the time and was willing to give me some lessons. And then Al, also I have videos that I will treasure for the rest of my life, that Al sent me some accordion lessons and online, just over email. And I did what I could. It is a very hard instrument. He makes it look very easy. And yeah, it's incredible. One of the fun things about the job is you get to become not proficient, but you get to dip your toe into loads of strange little hobbies. And so it was fun to try it.
And I got to be in the trailer next to his while he practiced.
I am so sorry.
It was fun being, it was fun just being on the email thread where you and Al were bouncing these videos back and forth to each other. I had nothing to add to it, but it was great to just sort
Like
of
Accordion
watch.
for dummies back and forth.
It was also like, I feel like I learned it was like, there was probably roughly about a month between me learning the verse of My Bologna and the chorus. So like, my girlfriend was living in like a perpetual hellscape of just nothing. So everyone was very patient in the making of this film.
You know, you bring up the My Bologna scene. One of my favorite details of the scene is how it climaxes with everyone just beating the crap out of each other. Is that something on the page or an inspiration in the moment?
No, that was on the page. That's pure Al.
We originally had people crashing through windows and things like that, but on an 18-day schedule, that was going to happen.
Yeah.
They shot this in 18 days. All those...
It was pretty wild.
How did you achieve also this, like the concert sequences and like what type of rehearsals went into setting those sequences?
Yeah, that was part of how we were able to achieve this in 18 days is we had stunt rehearsals, we had rehearsals with the band, obviously, Dan practiced the accordion, and that time that we spent in prep getting those things right meant that we could get there on the day and just like execute them and.
And I'm curious too, we just spoke about like, Dan, you...
Also, sorry, can I also add Eric is the most prepared director in the world. So that's also happening.
And I want to ask, you just talked about, getting into the accordion mindset, but I'm curious to both Evan and Dan, what type of research did you do to get into your characters? Like in terms of like the, emulation of Madonna and Weird Al?
I'll probably be quicker. I just guess that's less. I'm playing a version of Al, I think it's fair to say. So other than like, my main prep for this was like, honestly, on such a tight schedule, was like learning all the choreography and the fight choreography and all of that stuff, and sort of, learning all the scenes, and just, by the time I came to this project, I have been like a fan for a while, so I'm already sort of quite steeped in this song, so I was like got a head start on that, but I think, and then just like, hopefully being around and just trying to absorb what is relevant, and then play also a version that does insane things that this man would never do.
How do you do that? Perfect. Evan, how about?
I've loved Madonna since I was very little. There's like home movie footage of me in bunny ears and tutus when I was like 4, dancing around a Material Girl and things like that. Yeah, so I've been in training for some time, but I did, the second I found out I was playing her, just YouTube the, stuff out of videos from the early 80s and interviews, and just like would sit there in my trailer just like doing the voice and like trying to get it like going on over every single word. Like, I knew it was a heightened version and a sociopathic version of Madonna. I still wanted it to be good, so I worked on it.
Yeah, we really wanted to give them not necessarily do impressions of Al and Madonna, really everyone in the movie, but to create bizarro versions of these people that exist within our universe, where this movie exists.
I hesitate to ask. Al's seen the film. Al worked on the film. Has Madonna seen the film?
I don't think so.
Madonna walked out halfway through this movie.
We have room for just a few questions from the audience right there with the Al puppet. No, come on, one question. It's too early for the two-parter in the film festival. Pardon? Do you want the puppets? I don't think they can take the puppets down. So obviously, questions.
My question is, Dad, you said you were already a fan. What is your favorite Weird Al song?
What is your favorite Weird Al song?
I
Thank
feel
you.
like for as with most fans, it sort of like rotates and changes. But like the one that I've been, my answer today has been Jurassic Park, because it's also like I love the fact that gets such a big cheer in here. So it's both a perfect parody of MacArthur Park and a perfect retelling of Jurassic Park. It's just perfect. Well done.
Will there be a director's cut? Has anything on the cutting room floor here?
There's some stuff.
There's a few little things.
Yeah, there's a few little things. We would like to start to release the Yankovic cut, Kim.
The hashtag. I'm gonna look upstairs. Yeah, right there. You forgot it. Guys, come on. Right over there. Oh, he got it? Gotta go. How long did it take to nail? But it was an impression, you said.
Oh well, I mean, I don't know that. I hopefully on day one, maybe two. I mean, I feel like we all had to hit the ground running. So if it wasn't good early, we would have.
What was the first scene? What was the first scene you were
I
throwing?
think we started in the apartment, right?
Yeah, the first scene was My Bologna.
Which was a really nice, because it had both like an element of like getting one of the songs in and doing some accordion in front of Al, which was a very nerve-wracking first moment, and then also just like a moment of pure madness, which represented the film very well, and just like the insanity and how that scene ends. My wig actually came off at one point in that scene.
Yes, it did.
Okay,
Maybe that'll be in the Yankovic cut.
There is a version where he threw me around the room so hard that my wig came off. That was cool.
But we wanted to like start from a base level too, like as chronologically as we could film this, so Dan didn't have to go completely wild.
Which was very nice.
Shirtless and firing machine guns.
And so, I mean, the thing that's also interesting is that, it ends very dramatically, very climactically. Al, I'm glad you've recovered. It's terrific. Will there be a sequel?
I think there has to be.
Yeah.
I think we need to start hashtag release the Yankovic cut, hashtag weird too. Still weirder.
We're too weirder.
All right, one more question, make it a good one right there. When is the soundtrack coming?
We're talking about that. I can't guarantee it's going to happen, but we're talking to labels, and we're looking for a soundtrack that'll include not only the songs, but nearly all of the scores. So it might be like a double LP or a jam-packed CD, but that's in the works, we hope.